next speaker is Professor Dr. Alfeme. Dr. Alfeme, Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, School of Pharmacy, Institute of Technology, Bandung. The title of his talk today is Jamu, an Indonesian traditional medicine system, continuous development from traditional to modern herbal medicines for better life. To introduce him, Dr. Feme obtained his doctoral degree from a university in Netherlands. He is the head of the University Center of Excellence, Nutraceuticals, Bioscience and Biotechnology Research Center in Institute Technology, Bandung. His main research interests are in medicinal plant biotechnology, phytochemistry, herbal medicines. He has been invited as a speaker for many national and international conferences on pharmaceutical sciences, nutraceuticals, biosciences, as well as biotechnology. He is a member of an expert committee at Ministry of Health and the National Agency for Drug and Food Control, Republic of Indonesia, in the field of herbal medicine. He has published research articles in reputable international journals, and he has several research collaborations with many other national and international organizations, universities, government bodies, and pharmaceutical industries. With this, I request Professor Feme to please begin his talk. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Could hear my voice, all of you?
Yes, Professor,
okay,
we can.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay. Thank you very much for the kind introductions. I would like, first of all, I would like to thank my dear brother, Professor Iqbal Chowdhury, right? And also our ambassadors. I suppose that he's still there, or maybe somewhere, maybe. Okay, this is my great pleasure to share our research about the herbal medicine in Indonesia. I think listening the grateful speakers speaks from in the morning today. So I would like to continue the lecture today about the Jamu, right? Let me share my presentation for today. Okay. Anyone can see my presentations now?
Yes, Professor, we can see your presentation.
That's good. Okay, thank you very much. This is my titles for this seminar. Jamu is the Indonesian traditional medicine systems. I think I will focus in the continuous development from traditional to modern herbal medicine for better lives. As already introduced, I'm Fahmi from the Bandung Institute of Technology. Now I would like to use my turn to explain to you, to share to you about our research on herbal medicine in Indonesia. So let me start my presentations about this, the globe, right? The map about this biodiversity, global biodiversity outlook. I think it has been published by UNESCO maybe in 2019. That's Indonesia belong to these countries. The countries you look at here with the brown colors. This is the country which has the high amount of herbal medicinal plants, biodiversity. And I think it's around 30,000 species. I think it's a very huge number of species in Indonesia that we can find, but only little of them that can be used for herbal medicines. I think we have only around 283 plants or more maybe right now that has been registered for our Indonesian FDA. You know, Badan POM, right? Badan POM, Indonesian FDA, Food and Drug Administrations. So what I would like to express to you that Indonesia, with a big country actually, and also archipelago countries, we have one of the mega biodiversity countries in the world. And then if we include marine natural product and also microbes, so Indonesia become the biggest one in the world, of course. And then as we know that estimation about 25% of medicine right now that has been used for the treatment of disease, also to maintain the health, I think come from the plants. I think from the beginning we know the history of pharmacy, for example, history of the drugs. Normally the drugs come from the herbal, the natural sources. So we have what I told you that we have jamu. Jamu is Indonesian's traditional system for herbal medicine. I think most of the people in Indonesia, I think all of them are really know the jamu because it's very popular, right? Jamu, like this is what we call Japanese Indonesian traditional medicines. It started from Java Islands, and then like others popular traditional system like traditional Chinese medicine and also Ayurveda from India and also Kampo from Japan. Jamu also have been used by people in Indonesia since a long time ago, from really very long time ago, right? And then it's very popular in Indonesia. I think all Indonesian people have tried jamu at least once, yeah, to keep the healthy, for example, and also to treat the disease. So I would like to little bit elaborate about the jamu and then what kind of observations or research that have been done to develop jamu from traditional into the rational phytotherapy and also for drug discovery as well. So this is jamu. You look at the picture here. Jamu is a word in Japanese tribal language, meaning the traditional medicine from plants. So today, jamu has been adopted into Bahasa Indonesia with a similar meaning, yeah, Indonesian language. So the people in Indonesia, not only in Japanese, because we have a lot of tribe, right? I think it's more than 300 tribes. So they have different language. So, but now jamu has been adopted as Indonesian language. So jamu is the Indonesian traditional herbal medicine that has been practiced for many centuries already in Indonesian community. But I don't know maybe exactly what time it started, but for many centuries actually, to maintain good health and also to treat disease. Although modern medicines, I think the conventional medicine right now is becoming increasingly important in Indonesia, also in around of the world. Jamu is still very popular in rural as well as in urban area. And I think in some places that they maybe if they have really far away from the urban city, for example, urban place, and then maybe herbal medicine can be a first line therapy to treat disease in several spots of Indonesian, and also like African country, for example, in other Indonesian country. Based on its traditional use of jamu, it has been already developed into a rational form of therapy by herbal practitioners and the form of phytopharmaceuticals. So that using the science and technology, the traditional way have been already developed with the rational and also like evidence-based medicines. So jamu has occurred as potential benefit, both economically and also clinically. So this is also the people, the industrial pharmacy right now in Indonesia, the big company in Indonesia saw the high interest right now to develop the herbal medicine, because herbal medicine now is very popular, especially after we suffer with the COVID condition, right? So we know in Indonesia, right, jamu gendong. Jamu gendong, the people who put the bag. Yeah, jamu gendong is a kind of traditional jamu sold without a label and freshly prepared, not preserved, from plant material in warung. Warung is a small shop you can find anywhere, and the ubiquitous stalls along the street in Indonesia. Yeah, you can find anywhere. If you can come to Indonesia, so you can find the woman walk in the street, bring the bag. So they bring the jamu, and then they preserve jamu by her or himself. Jamu gendong is instantly served to whom orders this jamu requested preparations. So there is no pharmaceutical dosage form actually in the traditional way of jamu. So you can buy jamu easily in the bottles, and then you mix them together and you can drink it. It's also really give you very good feeling, good feeling, of course, fresh feeling. The word gendong itself means to carry something on the back of the body. You can look at the picture here. Yeah. So the woman sell the jamu, using the bag here, and then walk in the street, and then the community just sell it, just buy the jamu in front of the house, for example. So the first jamu is put inside the bottles and stored in bamboo or rachans, baskets, and they use a long white salve, call it selendang. Here, this is selendang, right? To keep it stay there. So for carrying the basket on their back. So original jamu, what we call jamu gendong, is prepared in the form of decoction. Decoction, that means you can just build the normally rhizome, right? Rhizome is from mostly from Zingiber's family, and is sold by ladies carrying jamu on their back. Jamu gendong is produced by comstech industry using traditional methods, so home industries, right? Traditional jamu makers are aware also of issues relating to hygiene as well, hygienists. So sanitation and chemical contamination from biological or non-biological sources, such as bacterial, also fungal toxins, heavy metal as well. So they already keep jamu or always fresh. They didn't keep stored for a long time as well. So therefore, there is no contaminant actually. So nowadays, the production of jamu is also being developed on industrial scale. So the Indonesian government, industry, and the academia all recognize that to further development of jamu, extensive research is required to establish the safety and efficacy of many traditional jamu preparations. And right now, jamu have been already become a subject for research. So many researchers, many institutions together have also developed jamu. You look at this picture, right? From traditional into rational therapy. I have the nice picture to explain this evolution, the evolution of development of jamu from traditional way into modern way right now. So jamu is traditional medicine arising from the experience of the past and embedded in the culture of society. It cannot stand still, but constantly change and develop. Along with the conventional medicine, it serves issues in appropriate and rational use. So that means whether, although that we consume jamu, but we really care about the efficacy and safety as well. This includes the qualifications and licensing of the providers, the producers, right? The small traditional producer company, for example, proper use of good quality products, good communication between traditional medicine providers and patients, and also provision of scientific information and guidance to the public. So that's mean jamu became already I think so became already the evidence product. I mean the standardized product. So the methods of preparation are often different from producer to producer because they have actually different skill. They have different skill because it's traditional way. So each producer have their own way to produce this jamu as well. And production steps like selection of raw material, sorting, grating, scraping, crushing, mixing, and cooking, followed by boiling and of the plant's material in hygienic way can differ significantly. So depend on the knowledge, depend on the skill that the provider, traditional providers. You look at the picture here, right? I think Professor Iqbal Chaudhry already introduced about the herbal medicine. There are the great challenge actually for to development herbal medicines, but we have also several development of science and technology that can overcome all challenges or bottleneck for this development of herbal medicine. So we are really optimistic that herbal medicine become one that's very become the global commodity as well. So this is a picture show you how to make the very traditional way to make the jamu, selling jamu in the warung. Warung is small stores you can find in the street in Indonesia. This is jamu gendong. And so you look at this one. If you come to the hotel in Indonesia, I think it's a traditional hotel. So it might be in becoming drink, a welcome drink. You can give you will given jamu by the hotels. So so this is picture. This is nice picture to you to show you about the evolution actually. The evolution the jamu traditional medicine, right? Long time ago. the people use it is just like very traditional way. Yeah, they could just collect the people because they don't have any conventional drug at the times. If they have the problem with the healthy, if they have sick, for example, the people at the times just try to find anything from outside, especially from the plants that can be consumed, and then they can make it the health, can treat the disease. So therefore, this knowledge that has been given by our tribal healers in Indonesia, we call dukun, right? With tabib, with these very magical healer, for example. You look at this here, right? So, and then is Jammuendo. Jammuendo has been also developed medicine, the extract, the plants. So they plant the mix, they have the formula as well. They keep the plants, but it's still in what I call this is semi-traditional, I mean semi-modern. So they still keep it in sanitary and hygienist way to produce this one as well, right? So you have capsule here, right? Capsules and also tablets as well. So right now we have already the big company. I took one of the big company produced the jamu actually. And so they also sell jamu around of the world. So I think they sell for or maybe for I think more than 100 countries has been exported already for this one. So that means right now jamu become global new drugs developments, the commodity as well, right? So this one, yeah, this is the way how to do research, yeah, the isolation of active compounds. Yeah, normally for the jamu, what Professor Iqbal already told in the beginning, we don't know exactly which compound that has responsibility for this one. And then we have actually also one plant can have several activity, pharmacological activity, not only once. Yeah, we have paracetamol only for antipyretic, right? But we have the extract of Phyllanthus neroli we can use for immunostimulant, we can use for the diuresis, we can use for diabetic, and then we don't know exactly what kind of the compounds that's responsible for each pharmacological activity. So therefore, we should isolate it. That once, yeah, we do like this. We have you can have the for local markets, yeah, for field cultivation as well. You do selection and drying. You do plant extractions, and you do the plant extract here, and then you do elucidation, structure elucidation, and you have the pure compounds. And the pure compound can be also developed as the drug discovery, right? The conventional drug. And you do to the product market already. So in Indonesia right now, herbal medicine that has been registered to our Indonesian FDA classified into three types, right? I think alongside the Jammuendo. Jammuendo is not necessary to register to our Indonesian FDA. But if you have really developed, you would like to develop the herbal medicine and have to be registered to FDA, and you can easily, sell, you can market it anywhere in Indonesia, or of course you can do export as well. Divide it into three types of herbal medicines. And the first level, yeah, we call jamu. It's traditional medicine. So this traditional medicine is dominant product that has been found in the market right now in Indonesia, categorized in jamu. Jamu is the herbal medicine that has not been proved the pharmacological activity right. So then the safety and efficacy just based on empirical use, traditional use. If you have information formula that can be used by the people for a long time, for example, and it can treat disease, so you can make the formula, capsule, tablet, and then you can register to Badan POM. And then Badan POM analyze that one and test that one, and also do some assessment, for example, and you are lucky, and then you can get the registration number. So what we call jamu, without any laboratory or clinical and preclinical experiment as well. So you can, after that one, we have the higher level of herbal medicine product that has been registered, have to be registered to Badan POM, to Indonesian FDA. So that means safety and efficacy are scientifically proven by preclinical study using the animal models, You do the also toxicity test, let's say acute toxicity test, chronic, subchronic, and also chronic toxicity test as well. And you do also the efficacy test using the animal study. You can use mice, for example, or rat, for example, or rabbit, yeah, for the animal study. So many people are also doing research, yeah, to prove the in vitro study as well, to prove the pharmacological activity of the herbal medicine. So if you really succeeded, you prove with a clinical study that your herbal medicine that really give the pharmacological activity as you claim, you can register as the standard herbal medicine to Badan POM, to Indonesian FDA. And then you can get the registration number, and you can sell it anywhere. In the claim, in limited claim, right? So you cannot claim very high level because you only have the data, the evidence for the preclinical study using animal study. And the first one, the high levels, the highest level of herbal medicine product that have to be registered to Badan POM, to Indonesian FDA, what we call phytopharmaca. Yeah, that means phytopharmaca have been already proven, the safety and efficacy scientifically proven by clinical study. I would like to explain to you, if you have any time, I will explain to you how to prove this one as well, right? So, but we have only, like now, up till now, we have only around 30 products of phytopharmaca belong to phytopharmaca. It's still little, right? But we have a lot of product that we can find in the market right now, but a really huge product, right? Really huge product, more than 10,000 item products that has been found in the market categorized as Jammu. But we still have phytopharmaca because it takes a long time, right? To prove efficacy, to do the preclinical study and also clinical study right now. So this is actually the factual how Indonesian medicinal plant that has been developed from traditional way into rational phytotherapy. So we have a medicinal plant, what I told you about 30 candidates, 30,000 candidates. You do the ethnopharmacology survey, where Professor Iqbal said that all Indonesian tribes, all Indonesian island have typical way how to treat the disease, traditional way, right? So we do the ethnopharmacology here. And then after this one, we developed this one. First, we keep it in Jammu as well, Jammu in indigenous knowledge, traditional way, we keep it. Yeah, we keep it and we can use it. And the Jammu Gendong is still sale anywhere. And so you can also, the use of, we have tribal practitioner as well, traditional practitioner, they use also that's one. Yeah, and I told you that we have 3 types of herbal medicine product: Jammu, standard herbal medicine, phytopharmaca. So other than this, we have also developed, so many Indonesian researchers also developed plant-derived drugs. So plant-derived drugs, that means we isolated the compound, we take also this pure compound, yeah, like vincristine, anti-cancer agents, like some what I think so the people who are working with the phytochemistry, with the pharmaceutical biology normally done. Yeah, we isolate it, and we do also preclinical and clinical study, and then we found a plant-derived drugs, right? So it's have to be continuous from the traditional way. So if you really good the Jammu product, you do the reset, and then you isolate it one chemical compounds, you test it again. If you have really very prospective one, you can continue with the conventional drug. We do also development to produce the nutraceutical and functional foods. So I'm actually chairman of Research Center of Excellence of Nutraceutical. Yeah, that's mean we develop the herbal medicine, the medicinal plant that can be used for the nutraceutical. I think it's different registration for to our Indonesian way, much lower. I mean, not so difficult if we register as a herbal medicine, right? So we also develop herbal medicinal plant as a cosmetic and other. It's really very right now we isolated the compound from the plants that really have the functional in the cosmetic way, right? To have the glowing in skin, for example, right? To whitening agent. So this is development right now, the factual development of Jammu, not Jammu, but in the way, the broad way is Indonesia. So many researchers have also done research on this one as well. So if we are talking about herbal medicine, what Professor Iqbal also said it, if we are talking about herbal medicine, just like on modern herbal, so we have to make sure that our drugs, if have the safety, right? If you don't have the safety, it will be toxic. And we have also efficacy. Efficacy, that means pharmacological activity. If you don't have any efficacy, you don't sell the drugs. Yeah, you just use candy. Yeah, you just sell the candy. So we have to prove the efficacy as well. So also the quality. And then actually there is the requirement actually for herbal medicine, it should be cheaper. but actually it's not, right? Because the people would like to be healthy, and normally they just spend money, so not only cheaper actually. So all these requirements so depend on active compounds. Yeah, active compounds, right? What kind of compounds from alkaloids, from flavonoids that can be responsible for the activity. So therefore, the herbal Jammu has been also developed to isolate the active compound for that one. So, dear participant, or maybe offline and online, I would like to highlight this one, right? We have actually great challenge to development of herbal medicine. So many questions that can be addressed to this one, what Professor Iqbal already addressed as well, right, in the morning. But right now, in development of science and technology, yeah, but they're really sophisticated, right? So we can overcome the bottleneck of development. For example, a long time ago, maybe we have difficulties to isolate it and pure compound, active compound, because it's a small amount. So we really have a good instrumentation for the structure and distillation as well. We have also very sophisticated technology for extractions, isolation and purification of active compounds from medicinal plants. We have also right now, we have computational for prediction of activity, TSAR study, for example, quantitative structure activity relationship, and we can solve, we can determine what kind of the structure, yeah, in our total structure of our compound, that's the responsibility for the efficacy, and what kind is the function group that can also responsible for toxicity, that can be easily to predict it right now. So we know very broad in the in silico study as well. So we have also bioinformatics, yeah, bioinformatics. We have also omics, proteomics, metabolomics, yeah, that's make us really happy to do the research and herbal medicine. And we have also high throughput screening. Yeah, maybe a long time ago, we do in vitro study only one by one. It takes months, for example. And right now we have we can do with high throughput screening and 1,000 samples at maybe a week, for example, right? With a robotic way. So this is very also give us the indication, the indicator whether our drugs, our isolated compound, and our fraction and our extract that can have indication to have the pharmacological activity. So this give us already selection, right? The good selection in the beginning. So we can focus in the very prospective one actually. Then we have also nanotechnology as well, yeah. And right now, for herbal medicine as well, if we look, we would like to have these small dose, for example, we can do it in nanotechnology. And also biotechnology. And actually, I focus actually my research in biotechnology. Yeah, right now the biotechnology, yeah, the bottleneck of development herbal medicine is the contents of chemical compounds, the active compound in the plant is very low, right? So very low. And right now, and I am busy over that one. We have also a few publications about how to increase the production of secondary metabolite active plants with the biotechnological approaches. Yeah, for example, genetic engineering. Or maybe we took the gene from the plants and we also transform the gene from E. coli, from microorganisms. So, and then let's microorganism produce our product. So so if you can imagine that in plants, maybe you can grow the plants, take a year, for example. But if you are able to produce in microorganisms, you can take a few days. Yeah, because overnight you can grow this one, right? Actually, I have several examples, but the big time is limited, so I'm not able to present it this one. If you have any question, I can explain more about this one as well. This is biotechnology. This is my focus actually, right? Yeah, how to clone the gene from the plant and put it in a microorganism, and then the gene can produce the chemical compounds that actually have the pharmacological activity as well. And mostly we do it the artemisinin, right? Artemisinin is for antimalarial compounds that Professor Iqbal said that artemisinin was discovered by the UU2, right? The Nobel Prize winner, yeah, I think Chinese woman, a professor from China, is very old one right now. So we do it right now, how to increase the production of artemisinin with the biotechnological approaches. So this is why let's be a little bit so for a few minutes. This one how to to develop the herbal medicine, natural product, and register as the pharmacy, right? If you're the candidate here, new candidate, you can buy the thousands. You do the ethnopharmacology study, in silico study, you do KISAR study as well, semi-synthetic and total synthetic, you do preclinical studies. In preclinical study, there are you in vitro study, and if you pass in vitro study and a good result, you can continue with in vivo study. But if you're negative, don't throw it away, because maybe your compound can active for the other activity, right? Other efficacy. So if you succeed in vivo study, you can continue with the toxicity test by animal study, right? In vivo and toxicity test using animals or rats or whatever the people already done. And most of you are also done research in vivo study. If you pass this one preclinical study, you can also go to the clinical study. And actually, we have 3 phases of clinical study, including one post-market clinical study for stages. The clinical phase 1 normally to confirm this toxicity. This one. Also safety. Also the efficacy as well for the limited respondent. And then if you pass this one, and your experiment saw the good one, and you do the clinical phase 2. I'm sorry, this is phase 2. Actually, should be phase 2, and then phase 2 with the more respondent, and then clinical phase 3 more multi-centers. You do in the several country. If you would like to sell it in many country, market it in many country, and then after you pass the clinical phase 3, you can register to your FDA. In Indonesia, we have in the Indonesian FDA what we call Badan POM, right? Or if you can market it to around the world, you can do the FDA, register to FDA, right? So, and then after that one, you can do also clinical phase trial or 4, right? So this is take also years, right? But we have shortcut as well to do that one. So science and technology also can make it shorter, make it shorter, right? So this is the way to do that one. So I also would like to a little bit explain about this one. This is bioactivity guided fractionation. This is the classical way that the people are working with herbal medicine to find the chemical compound for the active compound, for the marker compounds, for identity compound, for example. They do what we call bioactivity guided fractionation. It's very way. We have natural product. You do screening here, you do extraction, and then you concentrate the extract, and extract you do also fractionation, right? You test it if you have a test, and then the positive one, the good one, you can continue with the fractionation, and you have several fraction. You do also activity each fraction. If your fraction have non-active, keep it, store it, don't throw it away, for example, and then just focus in the active one, right? Active one, you can purify this one. You have active compound, you do a structure elucidation. This is a simple way how to develop the herbal medicine, to have the evidence. So this is actually the sample. I'm working with the lignan, right? My PhD was working also with the this one. This actually traditionally done by people in Nepal. I think the border from India, close to India, they use Porphyrium exandrum, right? This one for the snake bit, and also for the cancer agent. So the people, the researcher, I found this podopilotoxin. But the KISAR study showed that podopilotoxin is very prospective in cancer, but also toxic. And then the people also do research, and then finally they found hydroxy is very responsible. This is hydroxy is very responsible for toxicity, and then the toxicity that this hydroxy have been replaced, change it into some sugar here, and then they do etoposide, anteriposide, and etopopos. Those 3 compounds has been already marketed, has been already used by the patient of cancer, and that I think one of the become first line therapy for the cancer patient as well, right? So here in Indonesia, what Professor Iqbal said that one plants, that we can collect might be the same plant we collect in Karachi or maybe in Islamabad. It can be different in chemical compounds, because of environmental condition, right? So like Indonesia, we have really here, we have the Indonesian Indonesian traditional medicine, Centella Asiatica, as an Indonesian researcher now about the pegagan. Pegagan we have developed as cosmetic right now. So there are 2 compounds that says really prospective. It can make it for glowing. It is already marketed, right, for all words. So aceticoside, manicoside is glucoside of terpenoid. So those compounds. Now you can imagine we have several collection from several places. They have really very different contents, right? The highest one we found here in Tanjung Sari, about 12%, both asiaticoside and also madicosides. So you can imagine if you don't have any standardization, if you don't know exactly what compound, for example, so you're just blind. So they're just blind. So that means we have to prove it. So that means it has been already proven as that we know exactly how much the asiaticoside is active compound of this plant, Centella asiatica, and we can do also the quality control method, the quality control analysis for that one as well. So right now in Indonesia, maybe also in the world, for example, herbal medicines, normally the type of ingredients, what we call active pharmaceutical ingredient for herbal medicines. The first one is fresh plant material. They just took material, fresh plant. Normally the active chemical content is 0.01, and you do dry extract because water is higher level here. So and then the active chemical contents become higher, 0.1 to 1%. So the dry, and then you do extraction. So that means if you do extraction, you can make it concentrate. You can increase the level of your active compound in your material. So that means 1 to 10%. So this become logic, right? So extract. But nowadays, extract can be also continue with the fractionation. In fractionation, active compound can become 10 and 20%. So that means you almost goes to the final one, right? So you do also subfractionation. So the active compound in your fraction 20 to 80%, and finally you go to the active chemical content as well, right? So you can put it in the capsule. You can make it the tablet, for example. You can do the suspensions, emulsion, whatever your pharmaceutical dosage form. So this one, what I already tell to you. So we have developed the chemical compounds, what we call the marker compound right now. Normally we just buy from Sigma Aldrich, for example. Now we can provide it. We have Markhep. Markhep here. This is startup to the company to sell it. You can find here. You can if you need, let's say, chemical compound, pure compound, right? With this very good COA. So you can look at this the picture. You can find we can do a collaboration as well, right? So this is one very our dream, right? Our dream right now, using this Internet of Things, right? Industry 4.0. So we would like to initiate what we call big data of Indonesian biodiversity. By big data containing all information about this one. You can imagine how many ones. So we started right now, the chemical compounds, the pharmacological activity, the empirical data, traditional use, distribution, morphology, all aspects of herbal medicine. That is our dream, right? We started already. We have some. Right now we have already several plants that has become priority because it has been in our standard book in Indonesia. We have herbal pharmacopoeia of Indonesia. So I'm one of the writer for this one. So we focus for all one about I think 200 to 300 plant that has been make I think has been produced for herbal medicine as well. We have the standard book for this one as well, right? So I'm sorry to pass the time actually more than half an hour. So you can visit our website here. You can find any chemical compounds that are produced by our group. A group that can be used for the standardization of herbal medicine. So this one, for example, this one our product. So this is our product. So that means jamu. That's normally in traditional way produced by home industry. Well, I think that's also included the magical story, right? But right now we really prove it in evidence-based medicine. So that's it. Thank you. If you would like to have the further information, I wrote this very good review. So you can find it in Journal Herbal Medicine right now about the jamu. So for people who really would like to have this more information about this one, you can, if you cannot download it, you can contact me. I will send it for you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor, for a very interesting talk. Now our next speaker is Professor Dr. Atiyatul Wahab. The title of our talk is From Folk Knowledge to Clinical Studies, Examples of Our Work in Medicinal Plant plants-based drug discovery. To introduce Professor Wahab, Professor Dr. Atiyatullah Wahab is working at Dr. Panjwani Center for Molecular Medicine and Drug Research, ICCBS, University of Karachi since 2010. She completed her PhD in organic chemistry in 2007 at HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry. Afterwards, she undertook her postdoctoral research in structural biology under the supervision of Professor Dr. Kurt, who is Nobel laureate at the Scripps Research Institute, USA, followed by a postdoc at Germany. She has 86 research publications and 6 US patents, 1 book solving problems with NMR spectroscopy elsewhere, and 2 edited monographs on ethnobotanical knowledge of synth based on field surveys in the entire province. She has also supervised and trained 37 foreign and 72 Pakistani scholars in the field of bioorganic chemistry. She has been awarded as a productive scientist from PCST in 2018 and 2015. At national level, Professor Dr. Atiyatullah Wahab is leading NMR user group and access to scientific instrument program. With this, I request Dr. Atiya for her talk.
Thank you so much, Hazima, for your very kind introduction. So today I will be discussing about the development of a dietary supplement for the treatment and management of Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's is one of the neurological disorder, and it is estimated that about 7 to 10 million people worldwide are living with Parkinson's disease. And men are more prone to develop Parkinson's disease as compared to women. And in 1990, the total population in the world which was suffering from the Parkinson's disease was 2.6 million. And in 2021, it's almost more than double, which is 6.3 million people. And we expect that till 2040, it will be 12.9 million people. And Parkinson's is a disease in which the life quality of the patients are really very much compromised. They can't walk properly, they can't perform their daily tasks properly. And since we are aging, our generation have more age than the previous people, so we are having more people. And because of the lifestyles as well, this disease is more frequently observed. So there are 2 types of symptom. One is motor symptom and the other is non-motor symptoms that we usually observe in Parkinson patient. In the motor symptoms, we can observe resting tremor, bradykinesia, muscular rigidity, and postural instability, while non-motor symptoms include depression, anxiety, and disturbed sleep. So Parkinson is basically a neurological disorder. There are lots of markers for this, but an important marker of this disease is degradation of dopamine. So the lower level of dopamine is actually the current medicine which is available right now is also try to manage the dopamine level in the brain. So here you can see this. This is the dopaminic pathway, and that's the substantial striatum part in which this dopamine is actually from substantia nigra. These neurons goes here. So we have developed an animal model to study this disease. and its treatment option. There are various treatment options which are available for the treatment of Parkinson's disease, which includes therapy, and this is carbidopa and levodopa, and sometimes the combination of both of these has been given to the patients, and some restorative exercise maintenance like vitamin D3, and ultimate is the surgery, or these kind of stuff is being treated. So in this project, we have developed the Parkinson's model on male Vista rat. Actually, rats are one of the animal that naturally doesn't get Parkinson's. So we developed this model by chemically induced some agent which make them or compatible to the Parkinson. And then we have developed the dietary supplements, and then we treat them. And I'm going to discuss about these. So one of the supplement, one of the first dietary supplement that we have prepared includes these. We have a US patent, this also. And these are the ingredients of the dietary supplements. And then in the next supplement, we had optimized and reduced the constituents. So the model which we have selected is rotenone induced. There are many chemical agents that is being used to develop the Parkinson, which includes MPTP. The most commonly is MPTP, and the other is rotenone. So MPTP is given to mice and rotenone to rats. So we have selected rotenone based on its availability, and it's very the symptom which it produces is very close to human. And rotenone is a naturally occurring plant flavonoid, and it is well known for its neurotoxicity. And it can easily cross the blood-brain barrier. And this is, we have given this to the brain directly, hippocampus of the brain, and it's just injection for 28 days. So this is how the model we have selected. We have selected the control group. I'm just going in much more detail because there are many students are also sitting, so, and researchers as well, so they can understand instead of going directly to the result. And the other group is the diseased group. So the control group, we have several control. We have the normal control, then we have diseased control, and then we have control group with the treatment of existing drug, and then we have our test group. So this rotenone is solubilized in DMSO and then diluted with migloyl oil. So, and it is given for 28 days continuously. And then based on, since what we have observed is if we are giving injection for 28 days for 100 rats, so about 50 to 60% rats usually develop the symptoms of Parkinson's, while the other has no symptom and they remain happily. So it's and this is the disease which is not naturally rats develop. So we have, that's why we have to give injections, and we observe daily their symptoms and their movement. And based on this, we have actually divided into different score. These are the score, like human are given the score based on the disease condition. If it's a very, very severe condition, so it's the higher score, it's a beginning, so lower score. So the rats were also giving the similar type of scores, and using these scores, you can see this, the 10 number score is the score in which we have this is the DAT, and the 8 is also very much strict in terms of, I would like to use actually pointer. So in the 8, this is also almost paralyzed. The rats are usually very much paralyzed and can't walk, can't drink. So we, for the 8 number score, we have to feed the animals, we have to give them water, and then and we have to take care of all these rats at the 8 score, while starting are initially from the lower symptoms. So these are the results that I'm going to show here. So these are the pathological control groups. So we have this group because we wanted to see if they are self-heal or not. If they are self-heal, so you can see with the score 8, and there are about 6% of rats which actually self-healed. And similarly, 6 score 6 rats, about 12% are self-healed. So we have subtracted these percentages from our result to overcome the level of undoubt that if this is the effect of our supplement or not. And here, this is another group which is called treated group, and this is the drug which is Cyanamide. It's available in the market. Is a combination of carbidopa and levodopa. So we have developed the model, and then there are these drugs has been given, and actually, I want to show this video, but I mistakenly placed wrongly. But this video is for the supplement one. And in this one, you can see this carbidopa, levodopa combination of the drug improved 30% of the symptoms. While this is the herbal health supplement number 1. And with this overall, the 55% improvement. And I would like to show here the videos, which so here, this rat is score number 8 rat. So you can see this rat can't walk, it's completely paralyzed, and this rat can't drink or take any kind of food. So we have to feed this rat, and all 4 legs is completely paralyzed. So the same rat we have treated with our supplement, and I would like to show you the result of so this is the same rat, and after treatment, 1 month to 3 month treatment we usually give. So you can see the same rat is very much improved, and the rat is now moving, the paralysis almost finished, and it can survive by itself. But definitely you can see there are some little bit tremors remaining. Tremors doesn't go away. So and it goes from 8 number score to score number 2, which is quite a big deal in case of the Parkinson's patient. So since the time is limited, I don't want to go in much more. I have some more videos. So similar is the supplement 8 that we have developed. We have developed multiple, but I'm just giving you the one which has the best result we got. And this one is also showing 57% improvement. So these are the observation that we have. These scoring are based on the observation. But as you can see, these are the dopamine and 5-HT, which is serotonin. These are the 2 important neurotransmitter which play important role in developing Parkinson's disease. So we have dissected and take out the substantia nigra part and from the brain, and then analyze through HPLC to know exactly the level of these neurotransmitter in control and the treated group. And now here you can see if we see dopamine level. So the dopamine level in the normal control is 6,468. And with the pathological group, this level is quite decreased, which is 3,618 nanogram per ml. And while the treatment with our supplement number 1, it increased to 5,466, and with the treatment of supplement number 8, it is increased near to the normal level, which is 6,312. Similarly, the other neurotransmitter, which is serotonin or 5-HT, this level is 388 in the normal control. And with the pathological or the disease group, it is 170, which is much more decreased. And here, our supplement number 8 gives a quite significant result to improve the serotonin. Serotonin is antidepressant, or we also call this like happy hormone. So and this is another representation of the same thing. And here we can see that both of these dietary supplements are important for the treatment of these groups. And so we have filed this in United States and Pakistani Patent Office, and we have received the patent granted. And right now, these applications we have submitted to DRAP, which is Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, for the clinical studies. And we are waiting for this. So in conclusion, nature contains a huge number of exciting pharmacophores that can lead for the discovery of new and novel treatment option against various ailments. And therapeutic potential of natural product has been known for ages, resulting in their efficient uses in homes and clinic, ranging from acute to treatment of acute or chronic diseases. First, I would, this is the brainchild, the project is a brainchild of Professor Iqbal Chaudhry, and we are working in his team. And it took about more than a year time to develop the model only. And then we really have faced lots of, as researchers, we know is this model is not an easy model to understand and develop. And it took us, this whole work, which I'm going to, which I presented just now, is being completed in about 3 years' time. But 1.5 years is only the development of the model. And then we have selected the dietary supplement based on the literature. This was our major source for understanding. We have done very extensive literature survey about the medicinal properties of all the dietary plant, because we have selected the dietary plant because we really wanted to take it to the clinical trials, something which we can use easily in, and that's and this is the only thing, because all the ingredients here included in this are dietary in nature. So I hope that we will have these shortly in market. This project has been sponsored by the Searle Company and HEC Pakistan, and my colleague, Dr. Humaira Zafar and Ms. Taha and Ansal, and there are other few as well who have been working with us for this project. Thank you so much for your attention. Any question? Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. My question is about patenting. Like if a specific type of plant is used for medicinal purpose in a locality, so is it enough that this is associated with that culture, or will it be patented?
No,
And
no,
another
that is not possible because medicinal plant you can't patent, but we have patent the formulation.
formulation.
So this formulation can be patented.
Okay. And for example, if that plant that is used in the specific locality, if we work on that plant and we formulate some drug and then we go and patent it, as we in the Dr. Miranda presentation, we saw that there were 3 cases of Hodia and other plants that they were claimed and the patenting were cancelled again. So if in my locality a plant is used for medicinal purpose, and if I work on it and I formulate something, then I can patent it.
As plant as a whole, you
Like a
cannot.
formulation from
Yeah,
the plant.
formulation you can patent. And US patents is allow you to develop a formulation and you can patent it. But plant as only the plant is cannot be, it is actually mentioned in their document. This is the right of the whole mankind. So the plant itself you cannot patent, but its different properties you can patent. And if you develop a formulation or with combination of 2, 3, but this formulation which has different percentage and is not reported earlier, definitely you can patent.
And is it enough to patent it in Pakistan only, or
Yeah, no,
USPTO
no,
is
it's here. You have to, if you want to protect this in United States, then you have to apply for USPTO. If you want to protect in Pakistan, this is not an international kind of patenting. So you have to apply in each individual country, then you can patent. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Atia, for a very engaging presentation. Now we have the last speaker of our technical session, Dr. Yan Wang. The title of our talk is A Glance of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Dr. Yan obtained her PhD degree in pharmaceutical chemistry from Institute of Materia Medica, Chinese Academy of Medical Sciences, and Peking Union Medical College, China in 2014. Then she worked as assistant professor at Institute of Food Science and Technology, Chinese Academy of Agriculture Sciences, Beijing, China. She came to Pakistan in 2018 and conducted 1-year postdoc research under supervision of Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry, and then joined ICCBS as an assistant professor in 2019. Until now, she has about 60 research publications in reputed international journals with citation of 803 and H index of 17. Besides that, Dr. Yan has published 30 publications in Chinese and other journals, 7 books and chapters, and 12 granted patents. She has won 9 research projects as PI and co-PI, and she has supervised 10 PhDs and MPhil. Her current research interest includes natural product chemistry and biotransformation. With this, I request Dr. Yan for her talk.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hazima, for your kind introduction. Okay, it's really my great honor to have this chance. Since today's program is between comstech and in Indonesia, so we have addressed a lot about the traditional medicine. So I'm so happy since the first lecture, Professor Chaudhry, and remaining the following professor from Indonesia, almost every professor, they address Chinese medicine address TCM, which is my topic today. So I'm very happy to have this chance to share some story about TCM. I have done the bachelor leading MPhil 7 years program on TCM. So this is my subject when I was a student. So I'm very happy to share just the basic concept about TCM. What is actually the TCM? So I'm not going to share about the research, just want to share about what is TCM. So we already know from previous professor, there are several traditional medicine theory in the whole world. Maybe I don't have too much knowledge of the jamu, right? Jamu from Indonesia, just know few of them. So based on my background, yeah, as a Chinese, so I would very happy to share something regarding traditional Chinese medicine, which is TCM. So let's have a glance about TCM. We are going to travel in this map. This map will take you to have a visit to the TCM. So we have a look about the role of the TCM in the, let's have, if we can see from here. Yeah, we will have a look at the role of the TCM in the healthcare of China. Then we will have a look at the theory and then the diagnosis and then the TCM treatment. For the TCM treatment, it includes some techniques and it also includes the herbs and the formulations. And also there are modern formulation preparations, which are patent and commonly used nowadays, and modern research. And also there's internationalization of TCM. So makes the TCM become the traditional medicine of the whole world, not only China. So we are going to start, we are going to travel in this map. Then we are going to have a look at this aspect of TCM. And first, let's have a look at the role of TCM in the healthcare of China. So this is the market share of the TCM in the healthcare industry of China in 2021. This is just from last year. So from here, we can see the chemical drug and the chemical drug materials. You know, there's a major part of the market. And for the biological product, for example, the vaccine. Yeah, we use the vaccine, some from China for the COVID. They belong to the biological product. And for TCM and TCM material, which is the crude plant, and the patent drug, which are preparative, already prepared. So for these two parts, they occupy 25% of the whole market of the healthcare in China. So we can see actually TCM play an important role, right, in the healthcare of China. And we have an official document from the government, which is from the National Administration of Traditional Chinese Medicine, from the government, very official data. So in 2020, this all the data from 2020. There are totally 72,000 TCM clinics with more than 7 lakh professionals and employees. And there are more than 1 billion person time of service were conducted in 2020. And this number actually is about 9% reduced due to COVID. You know, there are very serious restrictions in China. So most of people have to stay at home. So the service actually is reduced about 9% in 2020. And in the whole year of 2020, there are 44 TCM higher education organizations. It's just for TCM, the universities. And there are 150 Western universities. They also have TCM department. And other 250 universities, they are not medical university, but they also have the TCM department. So we can have a look. This is a huge system of the education of TCM in China. And totally in 2020, the whole year, there are more than 2 lakh graduates that produced from the education. And in 2020, there are about 23,000 scientists who are working in this field, and more than 4,000 research projects that are in progress in that year. And more than 7,000 research articles only published in 2020 in the field of TCM. And TCM organization receive, here I have calculated, gets the dollars, $14 billion for this field is support from government in 2020. and it's totally about 7.4% of the whole healthcare. You know, we spent lots of money for the COVID, but still there are 7.4% they are spent for the only TCM education and research project. So we had a little idea about how TCM important in China. And then we are going to have a look what is actually really TCM. This is the theory of TCM. So here we have a image here. You may feel, if you never see this image, may feel a little confused. This is a round with some white part and black part. And in the white part, there's black spot. And in the black area, there's also a white spot. So this white part is called yang, and the blank part called yin. So what is the meaning of this? There are even no English translation for these two words. Internationally, it's called yin and yang. It's become English words actually. So what's the meaning of yin and yang? So we have everything in the world, everything they have two sides, like for the yin side and the yang side. Yang for the male energy, for active, for light, for dominating, for strong and hot, and yin for female energy, for passive and intuitive and creative, dark and cold. So they are opposite two sides, and the whole world for everything is compiled. It's actually have two parts, yin and yang. And for these two parts, they always keep a balance. Like our human body, we also have yin and yang, and these two sides, they should be balanced. Once the balance is broke, then we get sick. And another philosophy, for this yin and yang philosophy and the 5-element philosophy, it's not only the philosophy of TCM, it's also the philosophy of Chinese culture. Here we have the 5 elements. They are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. All these 5 elements, they can kill each other, they can control each other. So the whole 5 elements, they actually remain balanced. Once the balance broke, then something happened. Yeah, so for the human body, there are 5 important organs. They are also 5. And all these 5, they also control each other. So the whole human body is actually trying to keep a balance. For every organ or every element, they have the yin and yang two sides. So the whole body actually try to keep a balance. And this balance is very important for the health. So we have the 5, for example, we have 5 elements for the organs. And for the food, we have the 5 tastes. So there are 5 elements in many things. So all these 5 elements, for each element, they have the yin side and yang side. So they try to keep a balance. Once yang is more than yin or yin more than yang. So this is the balance is broke. So once the balance is broke, then the human body is getting actually sick. Sometimes you feel you are not just not well, you feel very tired. You feel you are sick, but when you go to the hospital and doctor said, okay, you do this test. But after the test, doctor said, you are okay, no problem. But you just feel you are not okay. So in this case, actually the balance is broke. So something can be done to improve, but not the test. Okay, so for the TCM, it has 2,000 years history, and then it's developed in the following centuries. For the actually based on the practice, for lots of the folk doctors have practiced use the herbs to treat the problem, and then some talent start summarize the theories, write the books, and try to teach the young generation. So we have lots of classic books to teach the TCM about diagnosis of different disease, how to treat the disease, and about the acupuncture, and there's acupuncture points and how to perform acupuncture, and also about the herbs, how the herb look like, how to use this herb to treat which problem, and combine the different herbs together. So there are formulations, there's a knowledge about all this, so from classic books. So we learn from the books, we also correct the mistakes from the books, and then from generation to generation, it's now become a very huge and complete system. Okay, so we are again come back to this map, and then we are trying to have a look what is the diagnosis of TCM. For the diagnosis of TCM, we have the for the doctors that we do the 4 things. The 4 things is looking, listening, smelling, asking, and touching. For the touching, it's mostly mean the pulse diagnosis. So when you just give your hand, and the doctor will apply here, then it checks the pulse. So from the pulse, if you don't say anything, still the doctor can get lots of idea. For example, a woman is pregnant. So the doctor, you don't have to tell, maybe the belly is still normal and just within 3 months, but the doctor just takes your pulse, they say, okay, you are pregnant. So from the pulse, we can get lots of idea. And from looking, the doctor will see how you look like, how your face, how your energy level, feel you're active or you feel very tired. And also check the tongue. This tongue, there's a name called tongue diagnosis. So for a normal tongue, it's very healthy, very active, full of energy. So your tongue is like here, the left side. This is the, oh, sorry. So this is the not here. The normal tongue for this is the normal tongue for here. This one, when you are very healthy, so your tongue is like this. But someone have some issue, so the tongue also get changed, the different color or some special spots on the tongue. So the doctor knows better. They will also see your tongue and asking about situation and check your pulse and ask your question, how you feel, what's your story, what happened. From all this, so this is a complete diagnosis to get what actually happening. So this, I'm going very fast because we have 20 minutes to have a look about TCM. Next, so let's have a look about TCM treatment. For TCM treatment, we have different techniques to treat and also have the medicinal herbs and formulations. And when we talk about treatment, so we usually feel, okay, so you are sick and very unfortunately, and we have some problem, we get disease, then we try to treat the disease. But in the theory of TCM, not only it's not important just like treat the disease, actually it's more important to do something before you get sick. We don't want to get sick. No one wants to get sick. Actually, the prevention is more important than treat the disease. If you get sick, it's too late. So we need to have a good habit, eating habit. Try to keep balance of the different nutritions. Try to keep balance of the 5 tastes from the food and try to keep the balance of your lifestyle. And all this, they are actually involved to prevent yourself from the disease. This is the more important than to treat the disease. And once very unfortunately we get sick, then we have lots of herbs and formulations and different techniques to treat the problem. And after some special, like very serious disease, we get surgery or we are very sick, then we recovered. After that, still we have something we can do. In the herbs, Chinese herbs, there are about 110 herbs. They actually can use as food. Like Dr. Dia just shared for the formulation for Parkinson's, all the ingredients, they're actually also food. So in the several hundred commonly used Chinese herbs, there are about 110. They are very clear list. This can be used for food. And this can be added to some dishes to help you to recover. And if you are just not feeling well, but doctor said you are okay in this case, the medical diet also can be used to treat your problem. Except for the things we are eating from the mouth. Also, there are different techniques. These techniques, for example, acupuncture, moxibustion, and tuner massage, and cupping and scraping. All these are the TCM techniques which are can be used to prevent, can be used to treat the problem. And we are going to introduce them little detail after that. And probably we have watched some Chinese movie for like Jackie Chan or like Chinese Kung Fu, right? So for this Kung Fu, it's for some special, talents they can fight. But for the normal people, like here left side, we can see the lady is already retired. They don't really need to fight with someone, right? So actually this Tai Chi is just for the exercise. And we exercise, this is just some like a simple activity they do daily, and just to make themselves feel strong and they prevent themselves, keep themselves very healthy and with full of energy. Okay, so we are travel to treatment techniques. We have just to say there are several techniques. They are used to treat the problem. And one of the very important technique, which is acupuncture and moxibustion. For this, it's very internationally famous, even more famous than the TCM itself. So here, according to the TCM theory, there are as many as 2,000 acupuncture points on the human bodies. And all these, they connect by the 12 main meridians. And people believe the energy they are going through these 12 meridians. This is their map on the human body. They are going through all this. And for the special treatment of acupuncture and moxibustion, they have to follow all these acupuncture points. This is the acupuncture points. There are special needles. And this needle, they will insert to some points on the bodies. And these points, they should follow the already with there's 2,000 points. For this acupuncture, it can be used to prevent, it also can be used to treat the problem. And another one, which is moxibustion, this is use a plant. This plant is from the same genus. From another plant of this genus, the Chinese lady Tu Youyou found the compound, won the Nobel Prize. So this is another species from the same genus. And this dry plant is used to make the material, which is called moxa. Yeah, and here, if we burn this kind of like a big cigarette, right? It's like smoking, actually just burn to near the body, especially near the acupuncture points. And this also, it's played the role for the treatment. And there's some other techniques, is a twin-arm massage. This is not the normal massage. If you just said your friend a little tired, you do a little bit massage for him or her. So this maybe it's not the twin-arm massage, just a massage. For the twin-arm massage, actually is based on the theory of the acupuncture. It have to follow the acupuncture points on the bodies. And for the cupping, this like a glass cup, this first have to burn on the fire, remove the air from the cup, then it's become a vacuum. So immediately, very fast, very rapidly, this cup moves to the body and then it's become just stuck there. You cannot take it away. For 20 minutes, it's stable. So another scraping, this is use a very special stone also to scratch the skin, also a special treatment, especially to use to prevent some problem. So here we have
针灸。
针灸。
Acupuncture, which is called zhenjiu in Chinese, is a medical treatment that originated in China. Zhen means needles that pierce one's body. Jiu means moxibustion, a special treatment in traditional Chinese medicine. Plant leaves were once used to smoke certain parts of the human body. Traditional Chinese medicine describes the energy flow within the human body as a network. It is called Jingluo. The major nodes on the network are called Xue Wei, or an acupuncture point. Traditional Chinese doctors believe that stimulating the Xue Wei can promote energy circulation and expel illness. For example, having zhenjiu on Zu San Li can promote digestion. And having zhenjiu on Nei Guan is good for one's heart. Chinese people have been using this medical treatment for thousands of years. The tiny needles reveal the mysteries of human body.
针灸。
针灸。
the Chinese word. Okay, so now we come here. For the TCM treatment, except the techniques we said acupuncture, moxibustion, there's the major part is the medicinal herbs and formulations. There's several hundred very commonly used herbs in China. But all these herbs are required. You have to collect this herb from this province, not from other province. And for some specially designed, they called ethnic herbs, they have to collect at the particular location of China, not everywhere, because only there is produced the best quality of the herbs. And for the same herbs, is also can processed and then become several different herbs. Like this is a fruit, and the kids they can enjoy this fruit after some processing, very popular in the north of China. And after special processing and by the particular procedure, it's become actually 3 different TCM. And in the active compound, all the 3 different products, they are different, and they're also used to solve the different problem. So by this way, there are actually a huge diversity of the TCM. And here we can have a look. This is the formulations. For the one formulation, it can have 1 herb, it can have 2, 3, 4, 5 herb, and few formulations, they even can have like 30, even 40 herbs. Here, there's one formulation, it has 40 herbs inside. This is a very huge formulation. So there's an extremely large number of the formulation with different combination of a different number of the herbs. So but actually for the formulation, we said in the formulation, they are not only 1 herb. So they are a group of herbs. And all these herbs, they are not equal with each other. Actually, they are actually the leader of the group. And some other, they're just a help and the assistant, and they're coordinating in between. In every organization, we have the director, we have some others assistant who play the different role, have different responsibility. So for the formulation TCM, it's the same. We also have 1 leader, and others, they are helping and guiding or the coordinating and assisting. Like here, there's a formulation, it had 4 herbs. Every herb, 1 is an advisor, and 1 is master. Master is like the director. Others, there are a few assistant, 1 coordinator. Yeah, so every herb, they play some role in the formulation. Finally, the whole team, they work together to solve the problem. Okay, so for the traditional way of the TCM, we take formulation, then the doctor, they give you different herbs. You take it back to home, then you boil them, then you drink the aqueous water extract. This is many years ago, people take the medicine by this way. But for the modern science, after some research, people make the medicine more easy. When you travel somewhere, you are not easy to carry some herbs, then you go to the restaurant, or you go request, can you please boil this for me? This is not easy, right? So actually now the TCM is getting more convenient and more simple. It's become the patent formulation preparations. And all this, they get standardized and included in the Chinese pharmacopoeia. So the Chinese pharmacopoeia, there's a 4 volume. And this is the 2020 version, the new version of Chinese pharmacopoeia. And the volume 1 is only for the TCM. So in the volume 1, there's the 616 medicinal materials and the code drugs, and there are 14 oils and extract. And there are huge number, 1,607 formulation preparations. These are the patent drug which you can easily buy in the pharmacy. Yeah, after the hospital, you get the prescription, so you can easily buy those medicine. All those medicine are included in the pharmacopoeia, which is standardized. So then for the modern research here we are not going to explain too much for the modern research because like every scientist, we're busy to do the modern research for the chemistry, biology. Yeah, but there's some difference between modern medicine and the TCM. For the modern medicine, when we have the cancer cells, we try to kill it. When we have some virus, we try to kill it, right? But for the TCM, it's not only try to kill the virus, kill the bacteria, or kill the cancer cells. It's also try to strengthen yourself. Yourself have to be strong, then you're able to fight with them. So it's like we said, the balance of the yin and yang. Yeah, you have to keep the balance. You have to make yourself strong. The Chinese formulation for the majority of the herbs, they are responsible to make you strong. And the remaining few herbs, they are responsible to kill the virus or bacteria or whatever. So this is a teamwork. Yeah, so this is a balance we are talking about. Okay, so finally, we are going to have a look about internationalization of TCM. So TCM is not only belong to China, it's also belong to the world. Since 1996, China has newly introduced the concept of the internationalization of TCM, try to make the TCM become popular in the world. So there are 2 sides. One side is try to import and export the TCM. So here we have an example, this example, the TCM drug is already complete phase 3 clinical trial by the FDA in 2016. You know, for USA, they have very strict requirements for the traditional medicine because we have huge number of compounds in the formulation and we are not able to explain all of them. So they'll say you have to explain all of them, otherwise there's no market in US, not possible at all. So finally it was achieved, and after that there are more and more TCM already also complete the phase 3 in US. And another example is the top one TCM company, Town. This is the top one TCM company in China. It already have 150 outlets in 30 countries in 5 continents. So this is a very good example. They have the clinics and they have the shops to sell the medicine, and some foreigners already accept to get the treatment from there. And about 1/3 of US people, they already time they get the treatment of traditional medicine. And another side of the legal status of TCM in overseas countries. This is we are making efforts, try to let them understand and accept what is TCM. So here we have the first left side image, which is you can see this guy is from Africa. Yeah, he learned the TCM in China, and then he got licensed, graduate, and he's now officially a TCM doctor in China. So he's happily stay there. And for others, there's some clinics in other countries, and used to they get accepted by people from other countries. And some foreign students also start learning TCM and try to understand and try to practice. Okay, so I have spent more time.
中医
中医
Traditional Chinese medicine, 中医, is a therapy and a theory on how to stay healthy. Diagnosis in 中医 comes from various forms of observation, including visual, auditory, olfactory, tactile, and questioning. The doctor observes the patient's tongue, voice, inquiries about the patient's habits and medical history, and feels the patient's pulse to make a diagnosis. Therapies in 中医 emphasize tactile stimulation. Doctors give massage. Tools for gua sha and cupping are easily found in daily life. Herbal medicines are selected from natural plants and processed to cure different diseases. Zhongyi ascribes to the belief that the human body has its own functioning system. People are healthy as long as their body system remains balanced.
中医
中医
Okay, so this is the general little idea about TCM. So I acknowledge my teachers from whom I have learned TCM. And the last one, Professor Jodri, he's my supervisor in Pakistan. He teach about traditional medicine, maybe not Chinese, but they have the same art in the traditional medicine. And here I share some photos about my lab in Karachi. Yeah, welcome to visit our ICCBS. Okay, so thank you very much for your listening.
Do we have any question for Dr. Yan? Okay, all right. With this, we come to end of our event today, and I would like to thank all our speakers and participants who spent their time here for this event. As part of our certificate distribution ceremony, I would request Dr. Atiyatul Wahab to kindly come on the stage, and I will call out names of the international participants so that they can come to collect their certificates. इधर खड़े हो जाओ। Yan, Dr. Tia, Yan को बुला लेते हैं। Yan, please come and accompany Dr. Atiya for the certificate distribution. So we have Dr. Danny Sataria from University of Sumatra. Madam, please come to collect your certificate. Dr. Nunak Piriani. Dr. Christina. Alfie Devi, Miss Alfie Devi. Okay, then next we have Farda Rahmadania. Next we have Miss Fatima. Artha Risma. Mr. Alwain Khadaf. Natasia. Miss Mufida. Miss Hilmi. Siti. Miss Titi Rahma. Thank you very much, Dr. Atiya and Dr. Yan. I would request all the rest of the participants to kindly collect their certificates from the registration desk outside from Ms. Maham Yamin. And with this, I would like to thank our virtual audience as well who stayed with us for the event. You will also receive your e-certificates in 15 days from now on. Thank you very much for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of the event. Thank you.